Hey YouTube, it's been a few days since I did a video, even though, because I've been doing them in advance, I've not missed a day yet. So finally a wee demo of this. I'm not really going to talk much about the crazy wiring I did in it because I've done a few videos talking about the coiladder 25, so this does 25 sounds. What we've got is a Squier Showmaster neck. This is a SIO2, a 2002 Squier Showmaster neck, and this is a 2004 Squier Affinity Strat body. I got this just a couple of weeks ago in pretty good nick. The only thing really wrong with it was there was a big white mark on the scratch plate, so this is a different scratch plate from my parts box. I think it is a Squier one because all the screw holes lined up. I've added an extra pickup, it's got 25 sounds in it. There was a wee bit of work put in the neck. It's not just a straight swap over. You'd think, oh, it's like I'm going to get myself an Affinity and a Showmaster neck and then swap them over. I did have to belt sand the heel of the neck. I didn't alter the body, I altered the neck. So if you look there, you can see there's a wee bit of, if I can get the angle right, it's a wee bit sort of lighter coloured there. That's what it was. Basically, it was the right length, it's just that it had a squarer heel on it, so I just kind of made it a bit rounder. Basically I drew round the neck I took off. So it's all fitting on lovely, just the original tuners. 3 of these pickups are from the Affinity Strat, the 2004. One of them's an extra one from a parts box that was chosen primarily because it's sort of almost the right colour. Volume high pass filter, which is like a tone control that takes off the, instead of taking away the treble, it takes away the bass. And then a normal tone control, like these are both masters. This is your coiladder master switch, which is put it down, does not do anything, this pickup's not involved. Put it up, puts this, I said I wasn't going to talk about this, puts this pickup in hum cancelling mode, which gives you 5 hum cancelling sounds. You put it into here, you get 5 humbucking sounds. This is a phase switch on in conjunction with this extra lever switch, which gives you 5 hum cancelling out of phase sounds and 5 humbucking out of phase sounds. So I'm basically just going to have a wee bit of a jam with it, and you'll see me flicking through stuff if I put on a pedal. I'm not using it just now, using the wee Lenny VC15. I might put this up for sale tonight. Because I'm doing the live streams on Sunday, which was normally my night for putting these things up. I think Friday night's probably second best to Sunday. Means someone can come pick it up tomorrow if it comes to it. Yep, so that's it. Just the bridge pickup on its own. There's arguments to be had for what. There's some sort of tension difference having an upside down headstock. This isn't a left-handed neck, it's just it's an upside down headstock neck. There's some I wish I knew. I don't understand the technology, because obviously say that this string vibrates from here to here, yeah, or any, right? So that's at a certain tension in order for it to be E. Yep, okay. But because it's got this big long bit here, I don't understand how it makes the tension different, but it does. It makes the E string seem bendier, if that makes sense. So and I think I mean this might be a placebo thing, because of what I think makes sense. It seems to do this, and it seems to make the bendier strings a little bit tighter and sharper. Not sharper, you know, like more responsive. I think, I don't know. Hendrix used to use left-handed guitars, right-handed guitars upside down for some reason, because I know at the time he always said, you know, it's like, well, there just wasn't an availability of quality left-handed guitars when he did the first Hendrix Experience album. And it's like, that might have been true, but by the time that first album had been out, I'm pretty sure Fender would just have given him whatever he wanted. So he wasn't getting given, I don't imagine he was buying guitars for, like, you know, 67, 68 and 69. He was getting given them by Fender because obviously it's the ultimate advert for them. And I'm sure they must have said, do you want left-handed guitars? Do you want left-handed? They must have said, no, give me right-handed ones, for whatever reason. I was toying with the idea of putting this pickup angle in that way to try and make it a bit more Hendrixy, but it didn't look right when I laid it out, so I've left it as normal. So standard Strat sounds, bridge pickup, no pedals, position 2, middle pickup, position 4, neck pickup. Position 2, put a wee bit of a, I always play an A minor. So I'll probably just continue playing A minor. This is so... Distortion pedal. I've not used my washboard stack in a box for a while, so it's kind of like a tube sweeper type thing. Where I sort of lower distortion level than what I normally use. I'm using that sound I've used before. Middle, so it's these two lines as a humbucker. Phase on that. I always say phase is good for putting in acoustical things, so let's see what happens when we get that going. phase takes away quite a lot of, humbucking out of phase. This pickup and this pickup just now for the thing. This is the thinnest sound this guitar could do. Sounds well broken. You can use it to put it hum cancelling out of phase. Or with the neck. Anyway, the phase switch is good for phase is good for like your sort of funky. If you crank the gain up a bit, here's a stream pedal. And then back in phase. High pass filter version. Just taking away all the bass. Back in. Whole strat. I've set the trem very stiff because I've got a wee thing with strat trems. It's basically, so I've got it set so basically if you well it, it works, but it doesn't bend when you bend it. And it's set flat to the body. Saying that, I did put these strings on last week, played the guitar for my Sunday live stream, and then it's basically sat there doing nothing. So I've always say this, and I'm always guilty of it. It's like it's almost like if I say it to myself more often, I'm less likely to do it. But don't put strings on a guitar, tune it up, and then leave it a week. The strings have got to stretch in. Put strings on the guitar, play it for a couple of hours. Or what am I doing? It's holding tune not too badly. As I said, I'm not going to work out through all 25 different sounds it does. It's not that difficult to operate. I'm going to say it again. This extra Telecaster switch here, the 3-way, is really the only thing that makes any difference. It adds in this extra pickup. So if you're in the bridge position on the 5-way lever, the 5-way lever always chooses Strat pickups, and it just combines this in. So bridge position is this pickup. Middle position on this, the second lever, the coiladder lever, adds in this one in parallel, which gives you a hum cancelling sounds, which you will notice if I put on, I don't know. So let's make it 2 fuzz pedals on, right? I'm sure that's coming through, right? That's it in hum, that's it in normal strat modes. I'm good, so done. Right, works better when you don't have 2 fuzz pedals on. So there's your buzz, right? And then if you put it into hum cancelling, it reduces it to that, and that's quite a noisy fuzz pedal. So it does make a slight difference as well. There's also something to be gained, but because you're adding in this one in parallel, if you're on the neck pickup and you add in this one in parallel, it gives you these two, which gives you a sort of Telecaster-y out of phase sound, or Telecaster-y, often called out of phase but not actually out of phase sound, like kind of like a Gilmore switch. Nick and Stone. The main thing about doing this wiring system is it's dead easy to ignore, so you don't have to have that lever down, you just got a Strat, bang. And if you've got it in just Strat modes, the phase switch doesn't do anything either, because the phase switch only affects the added coil, hence coiladder. This guitar itself is in almost, then I'm going to say almost mint condition. Pretty much getting there. The body, the neck is pretty much mint condition, really. Apart from the fact that some idiots stolen the neck off the previous guitar and put it onto this one, so there's a wee bit of just there, which will probably age with UV damage, with sunlight. It's a good solid neck join, and it's a little bit different from your normal affinity strat. Actually, I was originally going to build this for my pal Dow in Helensburgh, and I've been kind of planning it for a year or something until I found the right guitars, the right donor guitars. I think he's skinty didn't really seem that interested in it anymore, so I'm just going to put it up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, I think. Possible trades, I'd rather just have money though. I don't know, it depends what it is you want to trade it for. If you want to trade it for Jimmy for something that's worth twice as much money but the electrics don't work, that'd be good. I'm not really interested in swapping for something less interesting though. Yeah, whenever I put things up for trade, people always say, oh, I quite like your 25 sound affinity strat with upside down neck, all set up and playing brilliantly. Would you like to swap it for a normal affinity strat with two strings missing, but doesn't have the upside down headstock and all the extra switches? And it's like, no, it's got to be better, or at least equal. So this is, in my opinion, much more interesting and much better than a standard Squier strat. The 25 sounds and the upside down headstock are both big things that make it way more interesting, but not too weird. See, that's I don't know really. The upside down headstock, the Showmaster guitar, I see it as a sort of new metal, heavy metal version of a strat. So it's the bodies you get, they don't have scratch plates. They're normally humbuckers, and they're maybe sort of crazy colours. They're kind of a bit more for down tuning and stuff. Whereas this is much more. It does have it's got like a much more modern profile neck than the original Strat's. Really, actually quite small neck. And I got some brilliant lemon oil stuff for the fretboards. All the guitars you'll see me with now, the fretboards are going to be looking fantastic. This one just looks brilliant. It looks brand spanking new. There's a wee bit of rust on the screws and stuff, because I mean the guitars are 20 years old. But I mean, for as far as physical dents and scratches, very little to it. I should have tried. I cleaned up the screws a little bit, but there's a few wee mismatched screws. But I mean, it doesn't affect the way the guitar works. So, rock on. Hope you enjoyed this guitar. If you're interested in buying it, then hit me up. I think I'll put it on tonight. Maybe just put it on at the same time as this video. Normally I do like a wee 5-minute video explaining, like a wee 5-minute demo, so I could put it in the advert. But I'm like, I may just put this 20-minute one in. If you're willing to spend more than £100 on a guitar, the chances are you're going to be wanting to. You don't mind watching it. You'd rather have a 20-minute video, and even if you only watch half of it, rather than just have a 5-minute video of me just strumming through it. There's also a video of this I'll put down there at the end for explaining what the switches do. I've done the coiladder thing's been going on for a couple of months now, and I just keep refining it that little bit more. I've done ones with different ways of switching it in, and it's like the different orders. And the coil adder thing is basically the idea of adding in another coil, another pickup, which is this one here. And the trick is trying to make it not necessarily easy to explain, because whenever I try and explain it, it always makes it sound far more complicated than it is. But it's basically, if this lever's if your extra pickup lever is at the bottom, you've just got a strat and everything's off and everything's back to normal. You're not going to be sitting there stuck with all these crazy sounds and not understanding what's going on. You just put that down there and you've just got a strat. Fantastic. Well, I think so anyway. And I possibly mentioned it. I should probably, patent it or something, but I don't know how all that stuff works. So, I'm going to go out and take photos of this, and I'll put this on Facebook Marketplace tonight. With ash, I don't know what kind of wood the body's made of. So if you try and count, the best way of counting how many bits of wood something's made out of is to look on the end, and then you can actually see the joins. But when they put a tobacco sunburst on it, obviously it's solid wood, because the sunburst does this shape. If it was a plywood body, the sunburst would the black bit would come down like this, to hide the fact that, because obviously this bit here is curved away. If it was plywood, then you would be able to see the layers of plywood, and it's not. I think by the time you got to the 2000s model SQ Showmaster, well, it's not really. The neck is. The rest of the guitar is in the garage getting modded into something else. Rock on, catch you later.